Okay, get rid of this. So we're going to start in Shavasana, so just laying on your back. Just starting in Shavasana, just relaxing down, just calming the mind, relaxing the body as much as you can. This is a really nice way to start connecting to the breath. So just start that connection with the inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose as we normally do. Just very focused on making that inhale deeper on each breath. Just relaxing as much as possible. Tonight's class will be just having a nice little stretch, and then we're going to do a couple of nice little flows. So just flowing through the warm-up, then move into some Yin yoga, and then finish off with some Yoga Nidra at the end. So just making that inhale deeper now. And the exhale, start focusing on the length of the exhale, so making the exhale longer. Slowing the exhale up, slowing it down, slowing it. Taking as long as you can to release that air. So now connecting to Ujjayi breath. So now we're relaxed. We're going to connect to Ujjayi breath. So just start making that little sound in the back of your throat. As you inhale and exhale. Still through the nose, nostrils, the inhale and exhale. Just hearing yourself breathe. This is going to connect you to the vagus nerve, which will relax you even more than you're relaxed now. And just get you prepared for the movement that we're about to do so that you can stay relaxed throughout the movement. Just a few more breaths here in Shavasana. Shavasana is a really important pose to focus on the stillness of not just the body, but the mind also. Another couple of breaths. Just making the inhale as deep as possible. And the exhale slow as possible. So on the next inhale, we're going to bring the knees up into the chest. Just taking your time with this. You don't want to squeeze too much. Just wrap your arms around. You can rock on the lower back if you like, on the back. We'll just start practicing lengthening through the spine while we're on the ground. So bring the chin towards the chest, bring the shoulder blades together. As you hug yourself, hug the knees in. Then when you're ready, we're going to stretch the left leg out, place it on the ground. Bring the right foot onto the left thigh. The left hand comes on the outside of the right knee, the right hand in line with the right shoulder. And just bring the right knee across the body, nice and gentle, feeling that twist. Looking out to the right side if your neck feels okay. Hear that breath, that Ujjayi breath. And just feel yourself getting deeper and deeper into this twist of the spine. Just through the breath, not through pressure of the hands or strength. Just allowing yourself to sink into it deeper. Then coming back to center. Keep the left leg straight, the right knee bent. Interlace all 10 fingers, place them below the knee on the shin. Bring the knee away from the body and up to the right armpit. Squeezing down to feel a pinch between the hip and the thigh. And keep squeezing, keeping that left leg straight. Bring the shoulder blades to the floor. You can. Chin towards the chest. And pull down, massaging the ascending column. Then when you just reach down and grab the right foot and bring it up towards the left shoulder, so obviously not that far, but up that way. Try and wrap, so you might have to come up off laying on your back and just wrap the arms around the leg. So you've got your right elbow hooking into the knee, left elbow hooking into the foot, and then just work your way slowly backward. You'll feel that stretch through the glute. And then releasing, bringing that right leg straight down. Bring the left foot up, place it on the right thigh, right hand on the outside of the left knee, left hand in line with the left shoulder, and bring the left knee across the body. Looking out to the left-hand side, if your neck allows. And just feeling that twist of the hips, twist of the lower spine, twist of the upper spine, by bringing both shoulder blades onto the floor and turning to look out to the left. Continue with the Ujjayi breath, just hear yourself breathing. And when you're ready, just bring that leg back across, keep the knee bent, interlace all 10 fingers, place it below the knee, keep the right leg straight. Bring the left knee away from the rib cage, pull it up to the left armpit, towards the left armpit. Pulling down to feel the pinch between the hip and the thigh, massaging the descending column. Bring the chin towards the chest. Using the Ujjayi breath. Pull down a little bit deeper. And then release. Again, just grab the left foot with the right arm and wrap the elbow around the foot, wrap the left elbow around the knee, grip on the hands if you can. If not, just grab the knee and the foot. We're just working into the glute here. I'm getting a good stretch in the ankle as well, so I'll get that as well. Left leg. Just 2 or 3 breaths. I'm going to bend the knees up, bring the soles of the feet to face the ceiling. Grabbing the outsides of the feet if you can. If not, grab the toes, the insides of the feet, calves are behind the knees or the shins, whatever's comfortable. Bringing the knees either side of the rib cage. And just pulling down until you get to that place where it just stops, and then just apply slight pressure just to allow you to get a little bit deeper into the pose. So we're here for 3 minutes. Just a nice pose to get us ready for the opening of the joints. So just enjoy this pose and work on a couple of things. So work on lengthening through the spine. So we want the shoulder blades to eventually touch the ground, bring them towards each other. Bring the chin towards the chest. So lengthen through the spine. So this is giving you a really nice stretch through the neck. And just connect to that breath. And keep just allowing the knees to come closer and closer towards the floor. So we're blocking off a lot of blood flow around the hips right now. So that's where you start getting a little bit uncomfortable. You might want to move a little bit, but just refrain from moving if you can. Just on halfway through. Keep focusing on that breath. Last 40 seconds. So focus on the chin towards the chest, bringing the knees as far away from the rib cage as possible and pulling down a little bit deeper, and then working the tailbone to the floor, as well as the breath. When you're ready, release. Of the legs out into Shavasana. And just become as still as possible when you get in Shavasana, just allowing the body to recover the way it needs to recover. You don't need to add anything in, do anything else. Just remember to bring that chin towards the chest. Even lift up the back a little bit and bring the shoulder blades together. And just focus on the breath. Just a few more breaths here. And just feel this relaxation of the body. It's the idea before we start moving through the flows, you want to be as relaxed as possible. So now we're going to move into a bit of a deeper pose. So bend the knees up, bring the soles of the feet onto the floor, hip width apart, bring the heels up towards the buttocks, palms of the hands on the floor. So we're going to come into bridge, and we're just going to push through the heels and the big toes and lift the hips up. So just lift them up where you're comfortable and squeeze the glutes. Once you squeeze the glutes, just lift them up a little bit higher, holding there. Make sure the weight is in the heel and the big toe. As you push a little bit higher, keep squeezing those glutes. Take the body with the hands, interlace all 10 fingers. Bring the shoulder blades a little bit closer in. Push that sternum up, push the hips up, push down through the heels and the big toe. So keep pushing up. Squeeze the glutes, push up, bring the shoulder blades together, chin to chest, lengthening through the spine, stretching the entire spine. And exhale, release, slowly come down. Now just bring the toes and heels to touch, knees touch. Bring the hands in line with the shoulders and then just drop the knees to the right. Come back to center, drop the knees to the left. And just continue with windshield wipers. Really opening up through the hips now with the hip openers there. And that and then we're going to come into, so just bring the legs back to center. We're going to come into legs up, okay? So you can use a wall if you want to, so just go to the wall, put your bum up against the wall and come up, or you can just bring the hands underneath the lower back and lift the legs up, bring the toes towards the shins, or if you've got a block or a cushion or something you can place under your tailbone, you can go have that under there and then lift the legs up. So you just want to hold here, get that reverse blood flow. So relaxing the heart, getting the positive blood flow through the upper body. So again, we're going to be here for 3 minutes. So just enjoy this part of Yin, just getting us prepared for a bit of a flow before we hit Yin again. So this is a very calming pose. Just releases stress, tension through the neck. Bring the chin towards the chest and you're going to Lengthen through the spine again, so you're giving yourself plenty of space for the blood, oxygen, nutrients to flow through. Legs just feel light and relaxed. Bring the belly button to the spine. Just completely relax. So if you've got any issues with the neck, this is a really good pose to decompress the neck by bringing shoulder blades onto the ground like this, but bringing the chin towards the chest, and we're stretching through that upper part. You've got about 40 seconds to go, so just focus now, just totally on the breath. Just focus on continuing that nice deep Ujjayi breath inhale and the long slow Ujjayi breath exhale. And then when you're ready, we're going to come out of the pose. So bring the legs down, release the hands if they're under there, bring the feet on the floor, lift the hips up, release anything else that's under your back if you've got something under there. Place it to the side, stretch the legs out. So now we need to allow the blood to start flowing correctly through the legs before we flip ourselves over and start moving. It's 25 minutes of nice relaxation, gentle poses to ease into the hips, the main reason we did all these. Lengthening through the spine, focused on the length through the spine. Now when you're ready, bring the knees into the chest, have a squeeze, have a hug. And then just roll up to a seated position. So we're going to stretch through the lower back before we start any movement. So the easiest one for that is child's pose. So bring the knees out wide, big toes touch, hips back to the heels first. If you want to bring a cushion in front of you or a bolster, do that. Just be as relaxed as possible. This is just about opening up right now. So once your hips are as far back as they can go, work your way down to the floor. And again, this is another 3-minute pose, so just hang in this pose and enjoy another relaxing pose, just like legs up pose. So now we're going to lengthen through the lower part of the spine. So that's the idea. We can stretch the shoulders if we like by lengthening through the arms, so bringing the arms out further. So this is another pose that's very important, child's pose. Shavasana, child's pose, legs up. Those three poses were encouraged to bring stillness to the mind and the body. And just coming up to halfway through. So your hips should feel nice and loose now. It's probably as loose as they're going to get in a warm-up. You've got them now to that stage. And keep working on the breath. 30 seconds to go. Just focus on the breath only. And when you're ready, we're going to come out of the pose and come up onto all fours. So bring the knees now underneath the hips, the hands underneath, the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees hip width apart, hands shoulder width apart. We're going to come into cat-cow. So cow, shoulder blades together, belly button to the floor, chin away from the chest on the inhale. Cat, pushing the floor away, rolling the shoulders, belly button to the spine, chin to the chest. And just continue through this movement. So now we've lengthened through the spine. Now we're going to start moving the spine. Just continually moving through this forward and back bend. And then just come back to neutral position when you're ready. And then just bring the chest to the floor, chin to the floor, hips up. So elbows in, chin, chest to the floor. So Ashtangasana. Beautiful. Just a nice deep back bend. Hips are up high. Then we're going to slide forward just onto our stomachs. Bring the hands either side of the rib cage, feet together, elbows in. And then just lift, squeeze the glutes slightly and just lift the chest off the floor, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Hold in this position. We keep bringing the elbows in, drop the shoulders down, away from the ears, and bring the chin away from the chest. So we're looking up. Continually squeeze the glutes. Don't put too much pressure in the hands. Just want to relax that area. Just come up a little bit higher. And then relax and come back down. So we're just going to relax the back. So just bring the left ear to the mat. Bring the hands down by the sides of the body. Palms facing up. So it's 2 back bends in a row. I'm just going to relax that back now. And we're going to help ourselves up. And we're going to come into downward facing dog. So work your way up into downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, we want the hips up as high as possible. Okay, so bring the hips up. Keep working the hips up, keep working the feet towards the floor. Not that you've got to touch the feet on the floor, that doesn't matter, but just work towards bringing the floor. So this is a nice inversion, hanging upside down. Getting a good stretch through the hips, the hamstrings, the back. So make sure the fingers are spread apart. Bring the weight into the thumb and the pointer finger. Push the floor away and bring the creases of the elbows, the insides of the elbows to face each other, and we bring the chin to the chest, chest to the thighs, heels towards the floor, hips up, and we look between our legs. Eventually we look up at the belly button. Holding there. Then drop to the knees and come straight into cow pose. So the back bend, chin away from the chest. And then come into cow. And then work through cat-cow nicely. And then we're going to come back into pose. So bring the big toes to touch, hips back to the heels, and just relax in child's pose. So we're going to go through a flow a few times, just nice and slow. So when you're ready, come up onto all fours. Straighten those feet right behind in line with the knees, and come into cow. Chin away from the chest. Cat pose, chin towards the chest. This time we're going to come into plank. So just come on the toes, lift the knees off the floor, slide the feet back. And that keeps us in plank position, keeps the wrists underneath the shoulders. Just look forward, push the heels back, belly button to the spine. We're going to come through half chaturanga, so drop the knees to the floor. Chest towards the floor, elbows in. Before the chest hits the floor, push through. We're going to come into full Bhujangasana if you can. If not, just have bent elbows and come up as high as you can. Squeeze the glutes, push the hips into the floor. Come back up onto all fours, roll the toes over, kick the hips up, downward facing dog. Drop the knees to the floor, come into cow, and then back into child's pose. So we're going to flow through that just a couple of times, probably 3 times we'll go through it. We go a little bit quicker each time. So inhale, come up, straight into cow pose. On the inhale, cat pose on the exhale, plank, half chaturanga, so drop to the knees, chest towards the floor, elbows in, push through before the chest hits the floor, come into Bhujangasana, push the hips into the floor, roll the toes over, kick the hips up, downward facing dog, drop the knees to the floor, come into cow pose. We'll flow straight through, so straight into cat, plank, half chaturanga, elbows in, chest towards the floor, push through, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Downward facing dog, Drop to the knees, come into cow. Cat pose. Plank. Half chaturanga, knees, chest to the floor, elbows in, push through Bhujangasana. Roll the toes over, kick the hips up, downward facing dog. Drop to the knees, come into cow. Go once more, cat. Plank. This time you can go full chaturanga, so that's push up all the way down to the floor, or drop to the knees, whichever one. Come down, elbows in, we push through, come into Bhujangasana. Roll the toes over, kick the hips up, downward facing dog. Drop to the knees, come into cow pose, and then into child's pose. So building a little bit of heat up, opening through the joints, preparing to come into standing. So when you're ready, come back up onto all fours. We're going to go through cow pose, cat pose, plank, chaturanga, either half or full, so knees or full push-up. Come through into Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Roll the toes over, kick the hips up, downward facing dog. Then walk the feet up, come all the way forward to the front of the mat. Feet together if you can, or if you need them apart, bring them apart. Bend the knees if you need to. You can either grab each elbow and come into ragdoll, or just have the hands on the floor, drop the head down. And just keep dangling down, so keep pushing the hips up, dropping the head down. Hips up, head down. Holding here, getting a stretch through those hamstrings. Mine are really tight right now. So get that stretch, get the hips up. A few more breaths here. Then bend the knees, bring the hands out wide, coming all the way up. Palms together, then bring the hands down into prayer position. Roll the shoulder blades together. We're going to go through some sun salutations. Sun salutation C. Cross the thumbs, bring the hands up, arms back with the ears. Push the hips forward, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, come forward, full forward bend. Inhale, bring the left foot back, left knee to the floor. Keep the fingers on the floor, shoulder blades together, chin up, chest up, holding there. Straighten the left leg. Push the left heel back. And on the exhale, bring the right foot back and come into plank position. Again, you got the choice, either half chaturanga or full, so knees or the full push-up. Come down nice and slow, whichever one you do. Come through into Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Push the hips into the floor, shoulder blades together, chin up, chest up. Roll the toes over, kick the hips up, downward facing dog. Keep those hips up as high as you can. Push the hips back and push them up. And inhale, bring the left foot forward, right knee to the floor, chin up, chest up. Straighten that right leg, push the right heel back. Then exhale, step forward, full forward bend. Inhale, come up, bend the knees if you need to. Hands up above the head, palms together, cross the thumbs. Hips forward, but squeeze the glutes, arms back with the ears, and exhale, come into prayer position. Do that again, cross the thumbs, inhale. Arms up, backward bend, push the hips forward, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, come forward, full forward bend. Inhale, bring the right foot back, right knee to the floor. This time we bring the palms together across the thumbs and come up into slaying warrior. Bring the hands down, either side of the left foot. Turn the toes over the right foot, stretch that leg back, push the right heel back. Then exhale, flip the left foot back, we're in plank position. Hold in plank. Come through your chaturanga, either half or full, bring the elbows in, push through, come into Bhujangasana Cobra Pose. Roll the toes over, kick the hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot forward, left knee to the floor, bring the palms together, come up into slaying warrior. Push that left hip flexor forward, the right knee forward, getting that stretch in the hip flexor. Bring the hands down either side of the right foot, stretch that left leg out, exhale, step up forward, full forward bend. Inhale, bend the knees if you need to, come all the way up, palms together. Cross the thumbs, backward bend. And then exhale, bring the hands down to prayer position. So we're going to do one more, but with a few added twists. So inhale, coming up, backward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Inhale, left foot back, left knee to the floor. We're going to bring the palms together, arms up, slaying warrior. This time really push that left hip flexor forward, right knee forward. Then bring the hands into prayer. Left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Palms together, twist, look over the right shoulder. Breathing. Push that elbow against the knee. Twist. Come back to center. Bring the right hand down. Place it on the floor next to the right foot. The right elbow, push it into the calf muscle as you bring that left arm up. Keep pushing the elbow into the calf muscle. Bring the left palm to the lower back. Or if you can, reach around to the inside of the right thigh. Twist and look over the left shoulder. Keep pushing that elbow into the calf as you twist. Inhale, bring the left hand up. Exhale the left hand down, place on the outside of the right hand, and inhale the right hand up. Reach up as high as you can. Bring the right palm to the lower back. Twist and look over the right shoulder. This is a form of lizard pose. Inhale the right hand up. Exhale the right hand down, place on the outside of the right foot. We're going to stretch that left heel back. So straighten the left leg. Keep stretching it back, but push the right knee forward. Then we're going to come up into a lunge. So that back leg straight, or you can drop the knee to the floor if you need to, but holding in that lunge. Reach the arms back, so we're looking back. Keep pushing that left heel back, right knee forward. Use your strength. Then come forward and reach forward. Keep reaching as far as you can. Then bring the hands either side of the right foot. We're going to exhale and step the right foot back, and we're in plank position. Then slowly, slowly, slowly come to the floor. Body on the floor. Bring the feet apart to either side of the mat. Hands either side of the rib cage. Inhale, come up into Bhujangasana. Push the hips into the floor. We're going to turn and look over the left shoulder to the right ankle. Come back to center. Right shoulder, left ankle. Back to center. Left to right. Back to center, right to left. Really twisting through the hips. and come back to center. We're going to come up onto all fours, roll the toes over, kick the hips up, downward facing dog. Have a stretch. You can walk the dog out if you like, a nice little break, a little breather. Keep using that breath, that Ujjayi breath. On the next inhale, bring the right foot back as far as you can. Lift the knee up towards the ceiling and bring the right heel towards the buttocks. Push the floor away and look underneath the right armpit if you can. We're going to straighten the hips. Bring the right foot back down onto the floor. Now kick the left foot up and do the same here, dog split. So push the left knee up as high as you can. Bring the heel towards the buttocks. Opening up through the hips, looking underneath the left armpit if you can. Straighten the hips, straighten the left leg, bring the left foot forward. Place it in between the hands, drop the right knee to the floor. Bring the palms together, coming up into Slain Warrior. Push the left knee forward, right hip flexor forward. Bring the palms into prayer. This time we're twisting the other way, so bring the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Try and bring the thumbs to the middle of the chest if you can and twist. Keep pushing that left knee forward, looking over the left shoulder. Coming back to center. Bring the left hand down on the inside of the left foot, right arm up. Reach up as high as you can. Keep pushing that left elbow into the calf muscle as you bring your right arm around, either palm on the lower back or reach around to the inside of the left thigh. Twist and look over the right shoulder. Keep pushing the elbow into the calf muscle as you push the calf muscle back into the elbow. Twist. Open through the chest. Inhale, bring that right hand up. Exhale, bring the right hand down on the outside of the left hand. Left hand comes up. Reach up as high as you can. Then bring the palm to the lower back, twist, and look over the left shoulder. Inhale the left hand up. Exhale the left hand down on the outside of the left foot. Straighten that back leg, push the heel back, the right heel. And then come up into a lunge. Drop the right knee down if you need to. Bring the arms back with the ears, roll the eyes back. Keep pushing that right heel back to straighten the right leg. Push the left knee forward. Inhale, come forward, reach forward as far as you can. Keep reaching and reaching and reaching. Keep pushing the right heel back. Bring the hands down either side of the right foot. On the exhale, we step the right foot up, place it next to the left, and then bend down into a dangling pose. We're going to hold here for the next 5 or 6 breaths. Holding there. The next inhale, bend the knees, slowly come up, bring the hands out wide, palms together across the thumbs, arms back, hips forward, and then bring the hands into prayer position. Beautiful. So now what we're going to do is just bring the feet hip width apart, turn the toes out, heels in, and we're going to sit down in garland to work our way down to the floor again. So come into garland and bring the elbows on the inside. If you need to sit on a block or sit on a cushion, you can, to pop the hips up. So with garland, we want the spine to eventually be straight. And to have that, you need to bring the shoulder blades together. So that means you're pushing the elbows on the insides of the knee and bring the sternum up. So the blood is flowing freely through the spine now, through your joints. Build up some heat. We're going to calm everything down now by doing some nice yin poses. When you're ready, bring the hands down behind you. Bring the feet out to stretch the feet out. Shake the legs, let the blood flow through the hips. Then bend the knees back up, come into windshield wiper, just ease through those hips again. And then stretch the legs out, coming into Shavasana. Now, just before you go into Shavasana, grab your block or your cushion or your towel, whatever you place under your hips, and we're going to come into supported bridge. So come up as high as you possibly can, or you possibly want to anyway. Stretch the legs out. If that's too much, make sure you bend the knees up as much as you need to. Stretch the legs out if you can. That's going to bring the hip bones up and the stretching through the hips there. So 3 minutes in this beautiful back bend. Bring the shoulder blades together, chin towards the chest, so we're lengthening through the spine. Focus on Ujjayi breath. Try and be as still as you can. So you should feel the airways really nice when you bring the chin to the chest. And we're opening up through the chest. So we're opening the heart, so the rib cage is expanding. The diaphragm is open so that it can function correctly. So there's nothing blocking that way. So we should have nice deep breaths, deep inhales, long slow exhales, filling the lungs each time. Just under a minute to go. Last couple of breaths in supported bridge. Ready, coming out of the pose. So just bend the knees up. Lift the hips up, release what is underneath you. Slowly bring the hips down. Stretch the legs out and come into Shavasana. That should have released a lot of tension in the hips and in the lower back from all those standing movements. A nice flowing standing movements today, so just to get that blood to flow through. So the next pose is probably, the next few poses are fairly challenging when it comes to Yin. So we're going to come into a pose called Twisted Roots, which is Gurudasana or eagle pose, but laying on the floor, but getting a twist in the spine as well. So what I want you to do is just bend the knees up. And we're going to bring the right arm, so reach the arms up and bring the right arm underneath the left arm, so we're crossing at the elbows. Bring the palms together in hand. You can lay the palms or the hands on the forehead if you reach that far. So right arm under. So we bring the left foot over the knee, so the left knee over the top of the right knee. If you can get your toes under the calf muscle, good luck to you. That's great. I can't. And then we're going to drop the knees down to the left-hand side. Right-hand side, sorry. It's the right-hand side. Try and straighten those hips if you can. Shoulder blades, I mean, onto the floor. You don't have to come all the way down. It's just that twist that we're after, just that little twist in the hips. But we're also blocking off the blood in all the joints. So it's a bit of a challenge. And then just keep reaching the elbows up. So it's almost like you want to pick the hands up and bring them over the top of the head. And just keep reaching as far as you can. So it's a couple of minutes either side in this pose. Bit of a challenge. Lifting the elbows up, arms over. Try and straighten those shoulder blades. It's a tough one. So the breath is really important. So you've got about 35 seconds to go. So this is where I want you to challenge yourself in the shoulder department by lifting the elbows up above the head. And then release. Untwist. Bring the right foot over the left. Get that hooked up. And then the left arm under the right. Hook those up. Lift the elbows up. And then drop down to the left. Yeah. Lifting the elbows up. Keep working on the breath. You're almost halfway through. Just another 25 seconds to go. So stretching through the shoulders, lift those elbows up, stretching through the wrists, elbows, knees, hips, ankles. And when you're ready, just untwist, lay into Shavasana, just feel the blood start flowing through. All those joints that you just blocked off. Flushing the joints out now of all that stagnant energy. Then when you're ready, bring the knees into the chest. I'm going to roll up to a seated position. We're going to come into seated gate pose. So seated gate is bending that right knee. So the bottom leg under the bottom part of the leg underneath the thigh. Bring the left thigh, the left leg, sorry, out wide as you can go. So the base of this pose is this one here. So the left hand on the outside of the right knee, the right hand behind the body. We lift and lengthen and twist. Okay, so you're getting the stretch through the groin and you're getting the stretch through the hip flexor on the right, twisting the spine. Okay, so that's one. Or you can grab the left hand on the right knee, lean across and grab the outside of the right foot and open up through the chest. That just gives you a stretch through the hamstring as well. And if you've got a strap or a belt or whatever, and you want to get into that pose, you can use that by hooking it over the left foot. Bring the left hand around, grab as low as you can on that strap and bring the elbow up and over the head. So we're opening through the chest. So this is where we're getting a really good twist in the rib cage there. So we're getting a nice twist. If you get into this deep, you're going to feel it for the next few days, but in a good way. So this is a bit of a challenging pose. Work the best you can into it. Breathing. So you're getting an awesome stretch through the intercostals if you're in the full pose. And if you're in the pose where your body's directly up and you're twisting the intercostals. as you twist the spine. So both parts of these poses are awesome. You're going to get everything you need out of it. Just on halfway through this side. Thirty seconds to go. And when you're ready, slowly coming up. Untwisting and then moving to the other side. So the right leg comes out this time. We bend the left knee under. We can use the strap around the right foot if you need to. Grab it with the left hand or right hand on the outside of the knee. Left hand behind the body. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Or bring the left hand over the top and stretch. I'm really tight on this side at the moment. If you want the strap option, strap around the left foot. Grab the strap with the left hand as low as possible. Grab the right knee, the left knee with the right hand, and then pull the strap so that your chest is coming under until you bring the chest upwards. A minute to go. Last 30 seconds of just focus on the breath. Get the deepest twist you can possibly get. Then slowly untwist, slowly come up. We're going to stay upright. This time we're going to bring both legs out wide. We'll move into the final pose before Yoga Nidra, which is dragon fly. So you can have a cushion in front of you if you like. I think I might today. Shoulder blades together. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, come forward. If you ever feel your back just a little bit tight, make sure you use the the props that you've got. You can prop this up with the block underneath or another pillow or cushion and just lean forward onto that. But slowly work your way so you're coming down eventually. So now we're stretching through both hamstrings. We're tilting there at the hips, so stretching through the lower back. The deeper we go down into the pose, we roll the shoulders and stretch through the upper back. And slowly work our way to the floor. If you want to learn how to get into this pose deeper, just check on your monthly pass. You'll see that there's a breakdown pose called Dragonfly. It shows you different ways to get into the pose, how to get deeper into the pose, how to progress through the pose, how to regress when you need to. It's a pretty important pose. There's a lot of stretching happening here. The last 20 seconds, just allow yourself to get to the deepest point you can get today. Doesn't matter where you got last time, the deepest point you can get today. And when you're ready, slowly coming up, moving into Shavasana, getting yourself as comfortable as possible. If it's cold where you are, just place something over you if you like. You've got Yoga Nidra for the next 15 minutes. So enjoy. Finishing off with some Yoga Nidra. So just prepare yourself by getting comfortable. And you know that once you're in Yoga Nidra, there's no movement. Just prepare your resolve right now. So anything you want to bring into your life, just bring that into a nice, short, sharp sentence. Might be about your health, might be about money, might be about someone that you want to bring something good into their life as well, so you can pass it on as a gratitude. Just get that resolve ready for when I ask you to say it mentally to yourself. So lay down in Shavasana, feet apart, palms, but the hands are facing upwards. And just come into relaxation. So closing your eyes and keep them closed. Any adjustments you need to make them now. So the practice of Yoga Nidra is the act of hearing and the act of feeling. These are the only important factors. In Yoga Nidra, you function on a level of awareness plus the level of listening. In dreams, you have no control. In Yoga Nidra, you are the creator of your dream. So say to yourself mentally now, I will not sleep. I shall only listen to the voice. I will not sleep. Become calm and relaxed. Become aware of the sounds, the distant sounds. The distant sounds that you can hear right now. Become aware. Let your sense of hearing operate like a radar beam, searching out distant sounds and following them for a few seconds. Then you move your attention from sound to sound without attempting to identify the source. Move your attention from sound to sound. Gradually, bring your attention to sounds closer to you. Bring your attention to the sounds outside the building and then the sounds inside the building. Now develop your awareness of the room you're in. Without opening your eyes, develop the awareness of the room. So visualize the floor, the ceiling, the walls. Visualize your body laying on the floor. See your body laying on the floor and become aware of the existence of your physical body laying on the floor. Total awareness of your body laying in perfect stillness. Your body is laying on the floor, and develop your awareness of the physical meeting points between your body and the floor. Become aware of your natural breath. Become aware of the deep, natural, spontaneous breath. Do not concentrate, for this will interfere with your natural process. Keep on listening to me and know that you are breathing. The practice of Yoga Nidra begins now, so mentally say to yourself, I'm going to practice Yoga Nidra. I will not sleep. I'm going to practice Yoga Nidra. This is the time to make a resolve. Simply say the resolve 3 times mentally to yourself. State your resolve clearly, with feeling and awareness 3 times. Rotation of consciousness through the different centers of the body. I'm going to rotate the consciousness as quickly as possible. The awareness has to jump from point to point. Please repeat mentally the name of each part after me. Simultaneously become aware of the part. Practice always begins with the right hand. So the right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, right thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, the right big toe, the second toe, third toe, fourth toe, the fifth toe. Switch to the left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist, hip, left thigh, knee, calf muscle, ankle, heel, sole of the top, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Let's go to the back, the right shoulder, the left shoulder, the right shoulder blade, the left shoulder blade, the right buttock, the left buttock, the spine, the whole of the back together. Top of the head, forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the eyebrow center, right eyelid, left eyelid, right eye, left eye, right ear, right cheek, left cheek, the nose, the tip of the nose, the whole nose, the right nostril, the left nostril, the whole nose, upper lip, lower lip, the space between the lips, the chin, the jaw, the throat, the right collarbone, right chest, left chest, middle of the chest, navel, abdomen, lower abdomen. Major parts, the whole of the right leg, the whole of the left leg, both legs together, the whole of the right arm, whole of the left arm, both arms together, the whole back, the whole of the front, the whole of the head together, legs, arms, back, front, head together, the whole body together, the whole body together, the whole body together. And develop awareness of the whole body and become aware of the space occupied by the body. Become aware of the body and the space that is occupied by your body and space. Become aware of the whole body and the floor, the whole body in relation to the floor. And at the same time, become aware of the meeting points of the body and the floor. These are very subtle physical points between the body and the floor. Feel the meeting points between the back of your head and the floor, the shoulder blades and the floor, the elbows and the floor, the back of the hands and the floor, the buttocks and the floor, the calves and the floor, the heels and the floor. Awareness of all the meeting points between the body and the floor. The sensation of all the points simultaneously, evenly. Go on feeling these points and distinctly. Please do not sleep. Switch your attention now to the eyelids and feel the narrow line of meeting between the upper and lower eyelids. Feel the sharp points and where they meet. Awareness between the eyelids. And now the lips. Center your attention on the line between the lips, the space between the lips. From the lips, we go to the breath. Draw your attention to the natural ingoing and outgoing breath. Feel the breath moving along the passage between the navel and the throat. On inhalation, it rises from the navel to the throat. On exhalation, it descends from the throat to the navel. Become completely aware of the respiration, throat to navel. Do not try to force the breath, just awareness, throat to navel, navel to throat, navel to throat, throat to navel. Maintain your awareness, and at the same time, start counting your breath backwards as follows. I'm breathing in 54. I'm breathing out 54. I'm breathing in 53. I'm breathing out 53. I'm breathing in 52. I'm breathing out 52. And so on and so on. Count to yourself mentally as you follow the rise and the fall of your breath from the navel to the throat and back again. Total awareness of breathing and counting. No mistakes, please. If you make a mistake, go back to 54, start again. No sleeping. You're practicing Yoga Nidra. Awareness of breathing. Awareness of counting. No sleeping, please. No mistakes. Just awareness of the breath, awareness of counting. Please continue counting. Cease the counting. Withdraw your mind and concentrate on the space in front of your closed eyes. The space we call Chitakasha. Imagine the space. See the space. Imagine before a transparent screen through which you can see infinite space. That is the Chitakasha, a space that extends as far as the eyes can see. Imagine that space. See the space. Concentrate on this dark space and become aware of any phenomena that manifests within it. Whatever you see is the manifesting state of your mind. Continue your awareness of this space and do not become involved. Practice detaching, practice detachment. Awareness only. Now imagine yourself in a park in the early morning. The sun has not risen and the park is deserted, except for yourself. It is a beautiful, calm and peaceful. Now walk across the springy grass and listen to the birds whistle and call as they bring the day in. There are gardens of flowers, roses that are yellow, pink, red, purple. Smell their fragrance and see the early morning dewdrops on the petals. Nearby the rose garden there's a fish pond. Goldfish swim in and out and amongst the water lilies. See their graceful movements. You walk between the trees, the beautiful trees, the bare trees, the trees with the leaves, widespread trees, tall, stately trees. There is a clearing between the trees. In the clearing is a small temple with an aura of light around it. Go up to the door. It is cool and dim inside. Inside on the walls there are pictures of great saints. You sit down on the floor, you close your eyes and become still. in a sense of deep peace and harmony envelops you as the sound outside fades in the distance. Continue your awareness of meditation inside the temple and stay there in that peace, in the harmony. Bring your awareness back to Chitakasha. Bring your awareness to that dark space you see in front of your closed eyes. Actually, a space can also be visualized in front of the forehead. So if you want to explore a little, just shift the gaze slightly upwards, but do not strain the eyes. Watch the darkness that you see before you very carefully. With detachment, do not become involved. Rest your mind in this warm, friendly darkness. If any subtle phenomenon manifests, for example, colors or patterns, simply take note. Take note of these and continue with your awareness. If thoughts occur, let them come and go, but continue watching the dark space. Continue this with detachment. Continue this with detached awareness. Resolve, resolve, resolve. Now remember your resolve, your sankalpa, that you made at the beginning of Nidra, and repeat the same resolve you made in the same words and with the same attitude 3 times mentally, with feeling and emphasis. Become aware of your breathing. Become aware of your natural breathing. Awareness of breathing and awareness of relaxation. Develop awareness of your physical body, your physical existence. Become aware of your arms and your legs and your body laying stretched out on the floor. Become aware of the meeting points between your body and the floor. Develop awareness of the room, the walls, the ceilings, the noises in the room, the noises outside. Take your mind out. Become completely external. Take a few moments, keeping your eyes closed. You can start moving and stretching your body. Take your time, don't hurry. And when you're sure that you're wide awake, sit up, slowly open your eyes, and the practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed doing the class and reading Yoga Nidra, as I always do. I hope you feel awesome. You're going to be relaxed, calm, stretched. So, thank you once again for coming, and namaste. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday evening. Namaste. And I'll see you again soon. Okay.